Look, I'm assuming a lot of you are going to be expecting me to sort of sit here ranting and raving about this, that, and the other, but actually, I'm not disappointed after that performance today. Obviously, I'm frustrated. I'm always frustrated when Manchester United lose, but on the balance of the game that I watched, I'm not disappointed in the slightest. I don't actually think we even played that badly. Offensively, we of course could have been a lot better, but as an actual unit, as a team, 2.5 weeks into this Ruben Amorim era, to go up against one of the best teams in the country, one of the best teams in the world at the moment, to come away with a 2-0 defeat from two set pieces isn't actually that bad. We defended absolutely brilliantly, I think, for the entirety of the match. People will ignore this when they see this 2-0 scoreline. Arsenal didn't have a single chance from open play. Onana made 0 saves from open play. Every sort of chance Arsenal created was blocked by a really solid defensive unit. And we'll get onto that more a bit later on, because I genuinely think there are a lot of positives to take away from this match. But when I sat here, when Erik ten Hag was sacked, I said there are 3 major things that need addressing. Number 1, our slow starts. I'm sorry, I mean in terms of like in match. Like there are obviously other issues in the dressing room and whatever. There are 3 issues that needed to be addressed in match. Number 1 is slow starts to first half and second half. Looked like we had addressed that with the 2 quick goals in his first 2 games and the quick goal in the second half against Everton, although there was a slow start to the first half against Everton. Number 2 is we had to address the weak mentality when we were losing. And number 3, we had to address set pieces. Now, second half today, all 3 of those things failed. All 3 of those things failed. The start to the second half was abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. Yes, Arsenal scored from a set piece, which was obviously point number 3. But they suddenly started creating half chances the moment the second half started. Ahmad looked out of position when he came on at right back, and they were starting to create opportunities. Ødegaard was more in the game. Saka was more into the game. It looked like a goal could be coming from the moment that second half started. So yet again, poor start to the second half. Then we concede, and the head loss begins. Marcus Rashford, most culpable for that. He gives away the corner for the second goal by being lazy instead of just doing something normal, like a normal footballer would do, just either pass it or clear it. He tries to do something fancy because weak mentality. He's just trying to show off, gives away a corner that they score from. And then after the second goal, again, head loss. Arsenal was suddenly rampant. Defenders were all over the place. I say all over the place. In terms of tracking their players properly. They still got back and made the defensive blocks. Because again, I think as an actual defence, I think we played really well. But there was just lapses in concentration after the 2-0. And our chance creation after we went 2-0 down went even further out the window. Bruno kept giving it away. Rashford kept giving it away. Xerxes kept giving it away. Even Ahmad was giving it away at times. So, again, weak mentality when going behind. But point number 3 has absolutely killed us. Yet again, set pieces. It is our biggest weakness. I don't care what anyone says about anything else. Even when we're having a good game, because I genuinely do believe we were having a very good game, especially in that first half, bar 2 set pieces for Arsenal where Partey should have scored and Martinelli should have hit the target. Those were the warning signs. And we didn't listen. We didn't change. And we got hammered on corners in the second half. They could have scored more than the 2 that they scored in the second half. And we've changed how we approach set pieces. I've got the screenshots to prove it. This is how we played under Erik ten Hag. Okay, this is a really old clip. I'm not actually showing the clip. It's just a screenshot. You can see we've got De Gea in goal for this one. And this is the old system, the box. 5 players in a protected guard around David De Gea with all of our short players marking all of the opposition offensive players. I think this was in the Sevilla game in the Europa League when we ended up getting knocked out on aggregate over the course of the 2 legs. That was the old setup under Erik ten Hag. The box is gone. We don't use the box anymore. Now we have the line. And look at this. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not using my cursor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in a line. Ahmad and Rashford doing absolutely nothing. And Højlund marking Saliba. This is the second goal. Again, obviously I can't show the clip. I can just show the screenshot. I actually think this is worse than the box. Because at least when you had the box, De Gea has this space to come out into. Not that he ever would. It's De Gea. He wouldn't come for anything. But at least he had this space to come out into. And Onana would come out into that space and punch the ball clear if he needed to. Albeit sometimes he'd punch the Wolves player in the face. But at least he had that space to come out into. In this, he's got nowhere. His own players are blocking him. And is it any real surprise that the first goal comes from Timber? Okay, the other way round. So in this sort of instance, the ball gets headed from about here. Onana can't get to it. And the second one, he gets sandwiched over here because he can't come out because all these players are in the way. And only Højlund is doing something. All the rest of these players are doing absolutely nothing. And I don't get it. I say it every time we talk about set pieces. Someone explain to me the logic behind this zonal defending, minimal to no man marking. Don't forget Saliba scores the goal, by the way. The only person that's actually marking someone is the player who actually concedes. But poor old Rasmus can't really do a lot. He's a centre forward marking a centre back. We should have Yoro or De Ligt, or, an actual defender marking their set piece threat. Okay, they've got a few others. They've got Marino, they've got Havertz, they've got Timber who scored the first goal. But Thomas Partey wins this header at the back post, completely uncontested. Timber wins the header at the front post, completely uncontested. There's 7 of them and a goalkeeper. And they're still uncontested because no one's actually marking. I don't understand it. And the hilarious part about all of this, as I bring it back to just me, the hilarious part about all of this is Manchester United's biggest chance of the match was a Matthias de Ligt header from a Bruno Fernandes free kick, basically from the corner flag, which Arsenal defended like a corner, and they defended in the box system, like we used to when De Gea was in goal. They defended in the box, and De Ligt had a free header at the back post. I just don't understand it. All these teams are doing it. Arsenal nearly got punished for it, and they're the team that exploits it the most. You'd think even they would know. If they can score so many goals exploiting the weakness in this style of defending, why would they defend like that as well and nearly concede the same way? It baffles me. It really does. So someone who knows why teams defend set pieces like this, please let me know. Because Arsenal are scoring set pieces every single week. Everton have scored, I think, was it 3 goals today from set pieces? Be it 2 of them were own goals from Wolves. But again, it's because players are out of position, not actually marking. Newcastle's late equaliser against Liverpool was from a set piece because people aren't defending and they're not marking properly. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand it. And it's cost us the game today. The most hardcore Arsenal fan cannot sit there and say that Arsenal would have scored from open play in that game. Onana made 0 saves from open play. Manchester United's defence was absolutely near perfect. I thought Malacia had a fantastic first half. I don't understand why he was taken off because that set the tone for the second half. Dalot did nothing against Saka. Malacia was brilliant. Ahmad did nothing against Martinelli and against Trossard. Dalot on that side offered nothing. I have to say, Dalot in the first half offered Martinelli nothing in the first half. Ahmad offered him too much. I thought Yoro, when he came on, he looks like a really good player. On the ball, he looked good. He didn't put a foot wrong in his tackles against Martinelli or Trossard. And even Maguire, I thought, played well. He made good blocks. His outward passes to Dalot and to Malacia in the first half were really, really good. And that came from that first half where I thought we played well. Okay, we didn't create anything. But it's 2.5 weeks into his reign. Today was about showing we can keep the good teams out. And in open play, we've done that. And that is a positive. I don't care what anyone says. That is a positive that we've kept one of the most creative teams in the world out from open play. But we've got to address the set pieces. I don't understand it. Other than that, like I've already spoken about, weak mentality after going behind really cost us. Again, the Rashford bit of skill, I don't get it. What are you doing trying to do a flick up bicycle kick clearance on the edge of your own box when you're losing a game? Get back to basics. Stop with the flicks. Focus and start creating genuine plays for us. Because there were some patterns of play that were starting to cause problems, but it went out the window when Arsenal scored. As you'd expect, when you've then got to start chasing the game with a group of players that historically have weak mentality. And that is the problem. These are the same players. Ruben Amorim said in his press conference that we were going to get exposed and that a storm would be coming at times because we're new and they're not fully implemented yet. The storm did come, and it came in the form of set pieces tonight. And again, it came in the form of some lapses in concentration from Manchester United midfielders. I thought Bruno was absolutely non-existent, sadly. Again, another big game where Bruno's gone missing. I thought Rasmus put himself about really, really well. I thought he was causing Kivior a lot of problems. He just wasn't getting the sufficient support. I think this was a big game too soon for Mason Mount. He couldn't really implement himself. I thought Garnacho's touch, as I've criticised him for before, was a bit off it tonight, but more in his actual dribbling on the ball than his first touch. I don't think Garnacho had a very good game. But there's definitely building blocks to come from this. I really do. I don't think this is as bad a result as what people are going to make it out, because it is just 2 set pieces. That's it. We've lost on 2 set pieces. I can swallow that, knowing that we are getting better as an overall defensive unit, and we've shown against the weaker teams in this division, we can break them down and we can score goals. It's another couple of weeks until we play Manchester City. We've got Nottingham Forest at the weekend, which is not an easy game, but they've just gone down quite comfortably to Manchester City tonight. So hopefully that's a signal that we can go and take them down as well. They've been on a poor run of form recently. 2 defeats, winning with a penalty, then another defeat. So I'm quite confident we can get the result against Forest from what I've seen tonight. Certainly from a defensive outlay. But again, we're going to have to be careful because Forest are also dangerous on set pieces. So as always, let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. It's a very, very bizarre game where I can sit here saying, I think we've done all right tonight, but glaring issue needs addressing immediately. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very soon.